Hey everyone, so today we're going to be solving the question longest palindromic substring. Given a string S, we need to return the longest palindromic substring. Palindrome means that it needs to be same forward and backwards, and substring is a non-empty contiguous array of strings. And let's check out the examples. It is BABAD, so BAB can be one answer and ABA can be one answer. Similarly, example 2 is there. The constraints are that the length should be between 1 to 1000 and S consists of only digits and English letters. So that means that we don't have to worry about the edge case of S being empty. Perfect. So let's do one thing. Let's start from the edge case only. If length of S is equal to 1, then we can simply return S. Now, what we can do is we can define two variables. One can be the max length. Initially it can be 0 and the other can be start. That can also be initially 0. Now let's use the for loop to iterate over the length or the string for I in range then S. Now the trick of this question lies in realizing that there can be two palindrome substrings at each point of time. One can have the length that is going to be an even digit and the other one can be an odd digit. We want to compare that which one is the longest among them. So we can handle the following like this. L1, R1 can be taken as, let's say we are going to define a function as start from center later on. So we can just write it as of now, self dot start from center, and we can mention the string. We can mention I and I. This one would be the left and this one would be the right. And similarly, L2 R2 is equal to self dot start from center, and in this one we can have S, I and I plus 1. Now what's going to happen over here is that we are going to have two substrings. One is going to be the even one and one is going to be the odd one. We can compare them and then similarly and accordingly store the result. So if R1 minus L1 plus 1 is greater than my max length, I can update the start as L1 and max length as R1 minus L1 plus 1. If R2 minus L2 plus 1 is greater than my max length, I can update my start as L2 and max length as R2 minus L2 plus 1. And at the end of the function, I can return my string from start to start plus max length. Alright, that completes this function. Now let's move on to the other function that we had to define. Def start from center and self S L comma R. Now how would we check if how would we basically check and expand a palindrome? So we would run a while loop and see if my L is still greater than or equal to 0 and R is still in my bounds of being less than the length of S, and my S of L should be equal to S of R at all times. Then I'm going to decrement L by 1, increment R by 1, and then return L plus 1 and R plus 1. Perfect. So let's try and run that program once. So we're getting a wrong answer over here. Let's just go and quickly debug our program. Alright, so the issue over here is that we're trying to return L plus 1 and R plus 1. However, it should be R minus 1. Let's submit and test it once again. It is working as expected in the test cases. Let's try to submit it. Perfect, it works. So the time complexity for the solution is going to be O of n square because we have nested loops over here, and the space complexity is going to be a constant space O of 1 because we're not using anything extra, no array, it's just going to be some variables like max length and start. So thank you.